Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to continue Beyonce's album cycle with our collab project with Jay-Z, branded as the Carters, Everything Is Love. You know, given that these two have some of the most iconic collabs of the 21st century, you would think that this would happen earlier, but we had to wait all the way until 2018 for a collab project to come into flourishing. And this album was viewed as a flexing on the power from these two, and shame that the project underperformed with sales. I wonder why. Before we begin, if you want to see music bios or more good videos like this, hit the subscribe button. Also, I've started a Patreon account. On here you get more copyrighted material and they'll be uploaded 48 hours prior to YouTube. If you want to support or visit, link is in the description. And without further ado, on to our feature presentation. I just want to say thank God this album's only 9 songs long, because I'm not going to be very fortunate in the next 2 projects. The opening song on this album is a very laid back. For one, I love the authentic soulful production. The content is a beach sex jam and it's just them, no one else is around. B is telling Jay-Z to come swim in her ocean if you catch her drift. And Jay-Z is very appreciative of this as he remembers that his summers weren't all great in his past being surrounded in his Brooklyn environment. Now that he's with Beyonce, he loses track of time as it's infinite as long as he's with her. And for a laid back summer jam, I could call this a good song. Beyonce go full Migos on this one, Quavo's on ad-libs uncredited, and this is a flexing song, nothing more, nothing less. Beyonce got expensive habits and expensive fabrics. Jay-Z makes a valid point in his verse that the NFL needs him more than the other way around. And he makes a finito reference in the beginning of his verse for some reason. For me, this is a song I could do without. But if you like Beyonce flexing songs, this is up your alley. I say take it or leave it. Not much to say about this one. It's more flexing. Beyonce says she does have a problem like real people, and shouting out Big Sean and E40 in her verse. She then gets another verse where she says her future grandchildren are already rich, which they are, and how she takes care of Tina. And for Jay-Z, his verse isn't that interesting. But the message here is, it pays the cost to be the boss. And the song does end on a high note, with Blue Ivy shouting at her twin siblings, Rumi and Sir. But as is, I don't like it, but there isn't anything worth disliking here. So let's move on to... The song isn't its namesake. Jay-Z is struggling with this triplet flows, as the content is, you guess it, another flexing song. Beyonce got so much money, she didn't need to put Lemonade on Spotify at the time, as she didn't need streaming to increase her wealth. The only person that performs decent in this song is Pharrell, as he highlights, thanks to his blessings, 2017 and 2018 were some of his best years ever. Add on a production that isn't good. This is a song that's supposed to be about achievement, but this isn't nice. Shout out to Houston, as this is Houston's area code. But whose idea was it to auto-tune Beyonce in the chorus? Afterwards, she interpolates Still DRE by Dre and Snoop. Third, for a song that shouts out the 713 in Houston, why does Jay-Z dominates the entire song, as he couldn't give Beyonce a verse? And you guess it, yet another flexing song. But it's a traveling flex to Cancun, Saint Tropez, and Rome. I don't know. I feel like this is a missed opportunity to anything, and I can't call it good. Friends is a song that highlights how important friends play in your life. Beyonce said her friends are ride or dies. They'll go out and party with her, fly with her, so on and so forth. And Jay-Z highlights how some of his friends were there during his toughest times. It serves as a thank you for being there for them. It's decent. I'm cool with it. Another song where I feel like I don't have much to say, but I will make mention that I might be the only one that hear Chloe and Halle singing in the background, and the content is pretty self-explanatory with yet more flexing. How they shot the video at the Louvre, Beyonce traveling to Cuba, then to Aruba, but then she says, you do hear about us, we stay in the news, we don't need a voucher. And this is another one where I don't have a clear opinion about. Let me start off by saying you're not good on every MLK Boulevard, street, drive, avenue, or circle. And the sample being used is Broken Strings by Flower Traveling Band, which I love. The song is also using an expert from Lenora Antoinette Stein's discussion her definition of love. And this is yet another flex, but this one's different. While they're flexing, they're also celebrating black love. He showed how black people came up from playing the Chitlin circuits to now selling out stadiums like he and B done. The song feels it's a celebration of black love, but you know a song that did it better? Love Happy used to reflect on their rekindled love, how Beyonce wrote Jay-Z's will, and she probably wrote her own. They also reflect on the Becky incident, which caused me to laugh. And the only nitpick I had on this song was the line where she said she's flyer than Amelia Earhart. Yeah. But she highlights they had ups and downs, and even for the bad times, it only lasts one night. Signifies that Beyonce has forgiven Jay-Z for all of his wrongdoings. In the end, they conquered everything they set out to do. This is a really good album closer, worth revisiting. Sadly, I will not be reviewing Homecoming, Lion King, Black is King, in that whole era of Beyonce. But I do want to talk about Black Parade because it's important to Beyonce's arc, as this was the song that made her the most awarded artist in Grammy history. So what do we get with Black Parade? Well, for one, it's pretty much a Juneteenth anthem that celebrates black businesses, black love, black everything. Also taking some slight aims towards police brutality aimed at black people. It's a good song, might not be one of her most memorable, but you should go check. And that concludes this album review. I get why it underperformed, as I was very bored with this one. Too many songs highlighted their flexing instead of celebrating their love. I mean, if talking about your Lambo is how you celebrate your love, do you. With that being said, the score I'm giving is between a 5 and a 6. And since I don't give out halves, I have to settle with a 6 out of 10. Because while some of the songs were good, they lack replay value and memorability. Now the next album is Renaissance, Beyonce's house project. And that concludes the Everything Is Love review. Tell me what you think in the comments below. What are some of your favorite songs from this album? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.